Hey guys, it's Joel. I just talked about Tim's bow, so now I figure I'd talk about the bow that I sent him like an idiot, unlike Tim, who was smart. I did not do a before video before I sent him the bow because it wasn't the bow that I wanted to send him. Let's just say that. I was actually going to send him two bows at the same time. It didn't work out. Oh well. Maybe I'll send this one to someone else. I had another pretty big name profile ask me about doing a bow trade, so I think I'll do it with him. But anyways, the bow that I sent Tim, I'm going to try to find his video and link it so that you can just go there and see it. What I did is it's a 1-inch bow. It's made in the Magyar style. I really like Magyar and Mongolian style bows. All of mine are based roughly off of that style. But what I did is it's a 1-inch bow. It's got 3/4 inch inserted Sias that I do a special way, that I taper this way and then taper, the tip to curl, so that I get all the reflex from the Sia and none in the bow itself, except for in the handle. I flatten the handle, and I've showed all this stuff in other videos, so you don't need me to talk about that. But what I did do, I gave it a pleather wrap, a black pleather wrap, did a little bit of hand painting on it, gave it brown pleather handle wrap. I just thought it looked nice, and then I wrapped in twine. But the big question that Tim had, and that I guess a couple other people had, and I'm going to explain, is why there are PVC strips on the back, and one solid piece on one limb, two pieces on another limb. And I'm going to explain that. What I did, I wanted a faux horn. I wanted that to cover up the seam and the pleather. I didn't want to stitch it, and I didn't want to just cut it off. It would look probably a little more traditional if the horn were underneath the leather, but I really liked it over the leather. I wanted to do that. So I took a piece of 1/2 inch Schedule 20, or not Schedule 20, SDR 21, super thin wall pipe, and cut it in half down the middle, and then heated it up and flattened it to make the strips. Well, I've learned a lot doing that, and what I've learned is you can't glue to leather. You have to glue PVC to PVC. If you're gluing leather to PVC, that's fine, but if you're gluing PVC to leather, that doesn't work out. So the reason why one strip is continuous and a long strip is because it happened to be that there was enough PVC showing in the center where I cut the leather that when I glued it, I just glued directly to the PVC. That worked out great. I wrapped in twine on one end, wrapped in twine on the other end, just to kind of cover them up a little bit, and it turned out beautifully. The other side is where I got a lesson. You can't glue to leather, so there was leather kind of overlapping. I shaved it back as much as I could, as best as possible, but the leather was overlapping and the PVC didn't want to adhere to it. So what ended up happening is mid-limb, some of the PVC would start to curl up as I drew the bow. As it compressed, it didn't have enough to hold it this way so that it would continue to compress like that. It would buckle and curl like that. So I tried everything I could think of to alleviate it, except thinking to trim off the leather. Now I know that. Like I said, this isn't exactly the bow I wanted to send, but it's what ended up being logistically, that's what happened. But so what I did was I made relief cuts in it, because I'd seen fishtail relief cut splices in horn bows, in the actual horn, before. I've come across that in real life, as a matter of fact. So I was like, well, if it works for real horn, why won't it work for faux horn? And it worked out beautifully. It doesn't look the best from the belly profile, however I think it gives it a little bit more of an authentic look. And actually, it's not so bad. When I cut the horn originally, I used a table saw, and it made it too straight. It was just too straight. It didn't look authentic. It didn't look, and it's not exactly authentic looking, but it didn't look to my taste. So I went back and I cut one using a handsaw, and it's kind of crooked on the edges, and it just looked more visually appealing to me, like something you might have seen actually made. And actually, when I heated it and flattened it, I made sure that I put a little bit of curves in the faux horn for the belly side of the bow, so that it made it look just a little bit more like something from real life. And I liked it. I liked the way that it turned out. Not the best result I could have gotten but it turned out pretty good. Now I know I've learned my lesson, and the next one I make will be much better. But for the time being, Tim is being very gracious in doing this bow trade with me. He sent me a very lovely bow, which I just showed you. Lovely isn't the word, it's awesome. So he's a real craftsman, obviously. Just how symmetrical each side is to the other side. The string is dead on center. It's great. I wish I were shorter or had a shorter draw length, but better to have a bow that's short that you can pull. So no big deal. Other than that, that's about it. That's what I wanted to explain. If you have any other questions, just let me know. I hope Tim will link this video in explanation to the bow and why the horn. There's been already a couple comments on why people think, and well, it was just an accident, pure mistake. I didn't know what I was doing. So that's it. Other than that, I guess I will see you guys on the Google community. So please join up, PVC Archery and Crafting. We've got maybe 150, some 160, I don't remember, a lot of members. So come join up, add to our community, show us what you can do, or just come to learn like everyone else does. But I guess that's it, and we'll see you next time.